Picking up on my 50-mile journey along the southern coast of Vancouver Island, we return to day 3, alone on a desolate stretch of beach in Pacific Rim National Park. All right, we've reached the prize number 1 for the day, which is a little sea cave, which you can only go through at low tide. Back on the beach now. I've actually taken off my shoes. See? Because walking on the sand in hiking boots just is a really good way to get blisters, and I've already got some developing from the last beach walk, so it's sans shoes. I've got a little over a mile left to the channel where we're going to be crossing the ferry, and then we're in for a treat. Welcome everybody to the Crab Shack. This is my little surprise today. You can get salmon, crab, halibut, and some other things here. It is a fantastic little retreat for anyone hiking the West Coast Trail or just staying at the Nut area as well. Let's eat. All right, I just placed my order, got a beverage, and wanted to tell you a little bit more about this place. So this Crab Shack is open from May to September, the same period of time that the trail is open. There are also cabins for rent here and tent sites that you can camp at here for a pretty reasonable price as well. And you can get salmon, you can get halibut, lingcod, fresh crab, and they also serve breakfast around 11 a.m. So that's like a nice thing too if you're coming from the other end. This is actually run by one of the First Nations, and it's a great place to come and support. They do only take cash, so make sure you bring some on the trail.
Regular Hallie?
Fabulous. Looks delicious. Back on the trail. That was so good. Had a delicious halibut, baked potato, feeling fantastic now, and got a lot of mileage to do here the rest of the day. It's just about 1 p.m. and there's going to be a bit of a mix of forest and beach. I do need to kind of keep moving so that I don't get stuck with the tides when I get back to the beach. Couple of fun facts as we continue on the trail here. Somewhere on Vancouver Island is the second largest Sitka spruce in the world and the largest one in Canada. Walking through these old growth forests is just really cool because it's so beautiful. It's really lush, really green, lots of big ferns, and in a couple of weeks there are going to be so many berries. You know, the trail is lined with salmon berries, which the bears love. People don't usually like them, but they are edible. I've also seen raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries. So it's just berry heaven along here. And I'm lucky I'm not doing this later in the season because I probably wouldn't make it down the trail. I'd just be eating berries the whole way. I am officially past the halfway mark. Whew. And man, this section is bananas because a lot of it has not been probably trimmed for this season, so it's really overgrown. I opted not to do the beach because there was a choice here. It's just about 4:30, high tide's in an hour, and according to the tide charts, the beach access is actually impassable at high tide, so decided to do this part, but it is a lot of bushwhacking. Okay guys, I am really tired now. Just about out of water. A couple kilometers left. Hopefully there in about 90 minutes. Oh no, ladder. Ugh. Oh, stairs. Oh my God, they're so small. Made it to Cribs Creek. So happy right now. I am back on the beach and just approaching kilometer 42, which has a popular campsite called Cribs Creek. There are a lot of tents here already, so instead of camping here, I've actually made the decision to hike another 4 kilometers from here and stay at the next campsite, hopefully have a little bit more solitude, and I'll get a jump start on 2 of the harder days, which are gonna be the last 2 days on trail. Last little stretch of beach, and we camp over there. Oh my goodness, what a day today. Definitely feeling it in the shoulders after that really long journey today, about 20 kilometers that I did today. Thank goodness for that crab shack, but a lot of beach walking today, a lot of forest, a lot of ladders, a lot of roots. So definitely worked up the need for a good dinner and a good night's sleep. It is day 4 today, and I'm definitely feeling a bit more tired today than the last few days. Getting a late start too. It's already past 8:30. Usually been on the trail by then. So this morning there are about 7 straight kilometers of beach, which is a lot. And then I'll be in the forest for the last half of the day, but it's going to be a slow slog in this kind of overcast weather this morning. One of the things I keep walking in are all these dried seagrasses, and I really think that in a pinch, if you're in a survival situation, these would actually make a really good mattress. Not only do they heat up from the sun, but they're really soft, and if you had to lay somewhere, I would definitely make a bed of those. Oh, that's a ways down. Wow, that's really cool. This trail certainly never stopped surprising me. How cool was that bridge? That was really fun. The views up there absolutely phenomenal of the river below, and you can see the ocean out there as well. So pretty. Now, so far on this trail, I have been super fortunate. We're officially on the south end of the trail, which typically means a lot of mud and very wet conditions. So there is some mud on this part of the trail, and as you've seen so far, there are a lot of walkways that are in disrepair, a lot of ladders in disrepair. So I think part of doing the West Coast Trail is just making sure at all times you're watching your step. So many roots as well from the trees, so definitely have to take things slowly. But so far, I have been absolutely super fortunate with the weather. Have only had, sunny or cloudy days, no rain. Let's hope it stays that way. So this area that we're walking in is usually wet, much wetter. You can see all the mosses and stuff like that are actually kind of dying because there's been so little rainfall here. It's great for me, but not so great for the wilderness here. I'll just show you how deep this mud is. Oh my God. Don't fall in. Couple kilometers left, just less than 2 now to get to camp for the evening, which is called Camper. All those ladders, man, I am feeling the glutes this evening. It was another long day on trail, about 18 kilometers today, so a little bit less than yesterday, but still a really big day. Maybe 6 more to go. Thank goodness I see bear lockers. Woohoo, we made it! It's a long day. All right, so this is my campsite here. So this is camper. Most people are camped over there. And it was pretty full. It's also incredibly windy, and it's much windier on that side. So even though I'm having to camp on just like a big pile of rocks, hoping this side will be a little bit more protected over here. Good morning, everybody. It is the second to last day today. I am pretty excited. This is usually one of the more exciting days for most people doing this trail, whether this is your second day or your second to last day like me. So today we're going to start in the forest for a couple kilometers, and then we go out onto the coastline. We are heading to a place called Thrasher, and to get there we have to traverse a bunch of boulders on the coastline and then some surge channels. So you can only do this at low tide, so it's really, really important that you time it correctly so that you have several hours when the tide is the lowest to traverse this area. It's gonna take a couple of hours to just go a few kilometers, but I'm really excited. It should be really beautiful. The weather is great again, and I'm gonna break down camp and then we're gonna hit the trail. You know exactly how this day in the forest is starting, with a bunch of ladders, and today, or this morning, not having been warmed up yet, they are feeling very challenging. I'm sure we'll have a lot more in this couple kilometer stretch on our way to the beach. The backpacker obstacle course continues this morning with some plank walks, narrow tree walks, and other things I probably should not be trying to walk across, like this bridge. It's really soft. You really have to constantly watch your step on this trail because there are slugs everywhere, and this one is massive. I mean, my God. All right, I've just come out of the forest and it is time to hit the beach, or the boulder field, I think that is, which is coming up. This is one of the most exciting parts of this hike and probably one of the most beautiful as well. These little channels are surge channels, and come high tide, this whole place will be underwater, and these channels will become extremely dangerous as huge amounts of water rush through these narrow passages, making it an extremely dangerous place to be. This has got to be one of my favorite areas so far. We are right now at Owen Point, and like this whole beach walk, this is inaccessible at high tides, and I can't believe I almost skipped this and chose the forest. This is just super magical. There are seals off the coast here. This is definitely day 5 hair. I have made it to Thrasher. This is my last campsite because tomorrow I will finish the trail. That last section though, out to Owens Point and to here along the coastline, was pretty gnarly. Definitely because the weather has been fantastic. The trail is not as treacherous as it normally would be, but in rain that section is pretty gnarly, and especially if you're pushing the tides, you're gonna have a not so fun time in that section. But I've got a lot of time. It's only 1:40 right now, so lots of the day left. It's the last day on the West Coast Trail today, day 6, and today I'm going to be reaching the highest point on the trail, which means from the beach here, there's going to be a lot of ladders. These last few kilometers through the forest were some of the steepest on the trail. And there's just one last ladder and one last ferry crossing to take me to the finish line at Gordon River. It's official, I just finished the West Coast Trail. I am right now just sitting by the ocean here at Gordon's River, waiting for my shuttle to take me back to Victoria. But this was just such an amazing hike. Could not have asked for more picture perfect weather. Very unusual for the West Coast Trail, as most people do experience a lot of rain and mud on this trail, so really fortunate. And here in Gordon's River is either the finish line or the starting line, depending on which direction you choose to do this hike. I finished it in 6 days, so a little bit quicker than I had originally anticipated, but I really hope you enjoyed following along on this super unique, rugged, and beautiful trip. If you're new here, please hit subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to drop a comment down below. As always, I'm Alice Ford. Never stop exploring.